Stormwater management. The importance of stormwater management. Some parts of the country will experience either rain or drought yearly. Having adequate drainage systems for water to flow and release water away from residential neighborhoods. To prevent loss of life and property damage. Also to minimize environmental impact near drainage areas. And the EPA defines stormwater as rain or melted snow water that runs into lawns, streets, and other sites. Being able to reduce runoff and improve water quality is their overall mission of the EPA. Dangers of stormwaters. The biggest fear with stormwaters is loss of life. Fast-moving water can overtake a person and drown them within minutes. Inadequate drainage systems can potentially flood residential neighborhoods, forcing people to leave their homes and risk the high water. Another danger is loss of property. A range of severity could be possible from minimum water damage to a whole house being submerged underwater. Cars and other transportation vehicles will also be damaged by the flooding water. Drainage systems poorly maintained could experience downstream flooding, habitat destruction, and infrastructure damage. Flooding can transport pollutants, potentially ruining the pristine environment. The dangers of stormwaters. On the left, you can see a picture of a man helping a woman and a baby wade through water after a flood. And on the right, we can see a little bit of flooding in a residential neighborhood. A little bit more, we could potentially see houses being severely damaged or lost. Future of stormwater management. Learning from previous incidences of stormwater management, we can better prepare for storms, flash floods, hurricanes, and other situations bringing storm waters. Better innovations with drainage systems with city designs to reduce standing water in the streets. Having less environmental impact on the ecosystem by having less trash and pollutants flow into from stormwaters into river systems. Movements such as green infrastructure push for innovations in infiltration, evapotranspire, and capture and reuse stormwater to restore natural hydrolysis. And here we can see a picture of like a ditch that has been converted using shrubs and grasses with a better filtrate the stormwater running through than just a straight curb. Green infrastructure examples. The top picture, we can see another example of how a curb can be made into infiltration area to help stormwater flow less. And on the bottom, we can see a diagram that explains how trees and grass will allow 25% more infiltration than the city streets of concrete. Laws and regulations. Requirements under Section 438 of the Energy Independence and Security Act provide statute to maintain and restore pre-development sites and hydrolysis during the development and redevelopment process. The purpose of Section 438 is to replicate the redevelopment hydrology to protect and preserve both the water resources on site and those downstream. The result will be to eliminate or minimize the corrosion of stream beds and stream banks, significantly reduce the delivery of many pollutants to water bodies, and retain historical in-stream temperatures. Benefits of laws and regulations. Cleaner water. The practices of plants, soils, and water harvesting will decrease the volume of runoff and pollutants depositing into an area. Clean water adequate supplies. Using soil-based vegetation infiltration will recharge the groundwater. This creates a steady flow downstream and ensures more constant flows for drinking water. The community will also benefit from the aesthetics of the trees and plants in the urban environment, also providing recreational and wildlife areas. Improve the health of the animals in the local environment. Increase local animal populations and longer lifespans for these animals. Current safety programs at ETSU. The Tennessee Water Act of 1977. The EPA Underwriters Federal Water Pollution Control Act as amended by the Clean Water Act of 1977 and the Water Control Act of 1987. All these acts allow ETSU to operate a small municipal storm water system and is authorized to discharge storm waters into the state of Tennessee. Some practices ETSU does to help control pollutants in stormwaters is promote cleanup and removal of spillage, regular garbage pickup and disposal, and equipment is routinely inspected for leaks or contact of stormwater with raw or waste materials.